In this example, we're using block graduation on a client that is wanting to grow the sides of their hair longer into a graduated bob. So while she's growing out the sides, we're going to graduate the back to start the shape of a graduated bob using the block graduation technique. So first of all, we comb the sides down, and we're going to take the graduation between the nape of the hair and the occipital bone. So first of all, we're just looking at the hair before we section it to see where we want the graduation to start, and then we section out the hair to take the sides out of the way. So we comb the hair from the nape and down from the occipital in quite a large section, and then hold it a couple of inches away from the head on a 45-degree angle, and then we cut the excess off. The section is about 2 inches thick, and this is the block graduation technique. When we're cutting this section, we're bearing in mind the length of the sides. In this situation, the sides are really too short to join in with the back. So at this point, we're just trying to create some shape into the back of the head, so that as the client's hair grows down, it will grow down into a graduated bob shape. We then cut the other side in the block graduation technique. Exactly the same, 45-degree angle, so it's shorter in the middle of the head and is angled out towards the ears at 45 degrees. When we comb the hair down, we can see a weight line a couple of inches above the length, which we've created by using this technique. We can then check the balance on each side to check that the weight line on each side is in the same place. And there's the weight line, and underneath there is the graduation. Once we've done that, we then take a diagonal section above and then just cut the above section to our guideline. When we take the section, we try to keep that on the same angle that we're actually cutting the section to. And we do the same on the other side too. And then we keep taking sections from above and take those to the guideline. We don't really want to be holding the hair in a position above the occipital bone. The hand position is in between the occipital bone and the nape. In this situation, because the hair is layered, there aren't many sections to bring down. What we're going to do next is we're going to cut the guideline at the bottom, not the guideline, the baseline. But we want to do that dry. So we're going to dry the hair first and then do that. When drying, we want the hair about 80% dry. So we blast it off each section, and then we start using a medium round brush. We don't really want any volume around the hairline, so we're starting to create volume from the occipital bone upwards, and the hair around the hairline is more or less just blasted dry so that it lies flat against the head. And again, we just do the same with the other side, creating volume above the occipital bone and pretty much just blasting dry the hair below. And once we've got the volume around the occipital bone, then we take sections above there and work our way up to the crown. In this situation, we haven't cut the top or the sides because we are just doing a demonstration on the block graduation technique at the back. Lots of clients tend to come in and that have had short hair and want to grow the sides down into a graduated bob, but they want some shape into it, and this is why we do it in this situation. Again, with the sides, now we're bringing the sides in and we blast it dry until it's about 80% dry, and again the hair around the hairline is pretty much blast dried because we don't want really volume along the hairline. And then as we go higher up to the parietal area, we then start to create volume. So we just blast dry the hairline to keep it flat against the head and to join in the volume that we've created higher up. And we just do the same on the other side. Blast dry the hair until it's 80% dry. Keeping the hair around the hairline flat to the head, and then as we move higher up the head we start to create some volume. We spin the brush when blow drying because this polishes the hair and helps with the shine. And then we just keep working up the head, producing volume, spinning the brush to create shine, and drying the rest of the hair. Again, around the front we keep it quite flat to the head. We don't really want any volume around the hairline. We use the mirror for finishing, so we see exactly what the client sees. And we just do the same with the top to create some volume on the crown. And now we're going to cut the baseline. You can take the baseline as short as you want, really, depending on what the client wants. But obviously the shorter you go, the more severe the haircut. And in this case we're going to take about ½ an inch off. And we're point cutting it so that it creates some softness and the result isn't too blunt. And just let the hair fall how it naturally falls. Try not to do too much with it. And especially try not to use tension. And again, just exactly the same around the outside. So just to recap, the client in this situation will be growing her hair into a graduated bob, and until the sides grow down, we're using the block graduation technique on the back to create some shape. Until the sides grow down, and from the side you can see the shape at the back, whereas the beginnings of a graduated bob.